why don't you believe in God? Why don't you trust God? Why don't you give God your life? Have you asked yourself these questions? Have you wondered, do I trust God? Do I believe God? Do I believe in God? Do I believe that He exists? Or has He driven you away in some way, shape, or form? Do you think He requires too much? Do you think that when you've been to church, they've told you that He requires this or He requires that? Are there too many rules? Like, what is it that causes you to not believe Him, not trust Him, not want to follow Him, not want to give Him a chance, not want to put His life in your life in His hands? What is it? I asked that question because I've asked myself that question, and I've been asked that question, and I've considered that question, or more those questions. And ever since I started to, I guess you could say, try to give God a chance, there's been moments of highs and there's been moments of lows. And then there's highs and then there's lows and there's highs and then there's lows, right? And so I've had those moments where I'm all in for God and I'm on fire, and then slowly I start to backpedal, and then I'm not so sure anymore, and I'm wondering if He even exists, and then I'm back on it, and then I'm wondering if His purpose is right for me, and then I'm back on it, and then I'm starting to wonder if I'm even happy, and all that would happen over and over again until one day I realized I can't stay away. Like, why is it that, I would go forward and then I'd backpedal and then I'd go forward again and then I would come back and then I'd go forward? Why couldn't I just stay away? Why couldn't we? If it was so bad, if there was too many rules, if there was too much required, if we really weren't happy, like, why is it, speaking from my own perspective, why is it that all those times that I felt those things and I would fall back, why did I always come back? Well, I always came back because without God, you can't be truly happy. Without God, I always felt incomplete. I'll say that again. Without God, something was missing. Because you can chase whatever it is that you want out there in the world, whether it's a better job, a better house, a better car, nicer car, more money. But those things, they come and they go. So you're always looking for the next big thing, but the next big thing never comes. You're always looking for the next better thing, but the next better thing never comes. And why is it? Because when you have that thing in your mind saying, I want that, and you get there, all of a sudden you get there and there's something better that you have your eyes on now. Or you finally get that car, and then once you get in that car and you're like, wow, this is mine, this is really mine, I really did it. Then something drives by and you're like, oh wow, I kind of want that too. Or you finally get in that house and it's so big and it's so spacious and you're all about it. Like, look at this house. Oh my God, it's so nice. And all of a sudden you start filling it with things till pretty soon there's no more room for your things. And now you start looking for the next bigger house or the next best house. And then you get in that one and you fill it all up with stuff, and then you need another one and another one. And you get a job, right? And you get a job and it's paying the right amount of money. It's paying what you wanted. And all of a sudden you get there and you start making all your adjustments and spending the money because now you have it. And then all of a sudden you're short money. And now you need more. So you're looking for the next better job. So when you think that the next job is going to make you happy, or the next house or the next car is going to make you happy, that's just a pit stop to the next thing that you're going to want, and tell yourself that that's what's going to make you happy. And that's where I would find myself constantly, is I would say, no, I'm going to do what I think is best for me. I'm going to do what I think makes me happy, what I think my heart is telling me is going to make me happy. And then I would achieve those things. And then I wasn't, because we always want more. Right? There's a rare few of us that are conditioned to think that once we get somewhere, we're comfortable and we're complacent. A grand majority of us always want something better. I mean, why shouldn't we? We're not meant to stay stagnant, right? We're not meant to sit still. Once we get somewhere, then we want to move on to the next one. We want to improve. We want to better ourselves, better our lives, not just for ourselves, for our families, for those around us. We want to better just in general. I mean, that's the nature of things. But the truth is that without God, we're never really going to feel happy. No matter how much we give those around us, no matter how much we surround ourselves with. I mean, the Bible tells us not to surround ourselves with earthly riches, because whenever we die and whenever we go, who's really going to enjoy them? You know, there's that parable in the Bible where that man has worked and labored his whole life and gathered his riches and gathered his money and gathered his things. And then what? God comes to him and he says, "Thou fool, this very night thy soul shall be required of thee. Now all this that you have labored for, who will it be for? How will you enjoy it?" We won't. We're going to be too busy wasting our lives, spending our minutes, spending our seconds, gathering all these earthly treasures. And for what? To never be happy? And I'm not saying that being a Christian is going to force you to be poor or live in poverty, or you can't have nice things when you're a Christian. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because whenever you come to God, God blesses you with nice things. You can have nice things and you will have nice things. What I'm saying is that don't let that be the reason why you don't come to God. I mean, that's one, right? What's another one? Another reason could be I put my life in the hands of God one time and he let me down. I prayed to God for this one thing and he didn't give it to me. You know, my family member was so sick in the hospital and I prayed to God to heal that person and he didn't do it and they passed away. I mean, that's a big one. I mean, that happened to me. You know, I was 19 years old when my father passed away, and I was right outside of the room where they were trying to save him, praying to God, and conflicted, right? I would pray to God and I would say, "God, save him, but if it's in your will. God, save him, but only if it's in your will. But really, really save him, save him, save him." And God didn't. And I was angry for a while. I really was. Because I was like, I'm 19 years old and my brother is 16 years old and no father, right? My younger brother was 16. My older brother was 21, right? Young. No father anymore. Never got to meet grandchildren. Never got to do anything like that with them. All that anger entered my heart and I didn't want anything to do with God for a while because I was like, God wouldn't have done that to me. No, God's good. He wouldn't have done that to me. And so I think that could be a reason why a lot of people go away from God. And if that's you, I mean, understand that God loves you, right? But there is a perfect plan and there is a perfect will, and it doesn't always align with our will and our plans and the things that we want. And even if they do, they don't always align in the timeline in which we want them. I wanted my dad to stay here, but God had a different plan. In time, I saw that it was better for my dad to have gone when he did, right? For reasons that I can't explain right now, I came to see what God's plan in that was. And now I thank God. Right? I thank God because I know that God took him when my father was ready and when he was going to be saved. What else could it be? Could it be that we have our own plans for our lives, but you feel like following God is going to interject in that? I mean, truth be told, I also went through that. Because I felt like I wanted to do certain things and I wanted to go certain places. And I felt like if I really wanted to follow God and work for God, it just wasn't going to work for me. I made myself and my purposes higher than what God's were for me. You know, I, in a way, without explicitly saying it, told myself that I knew better than God. And so for a time, I would go and I would do what I thought was best for me, what I thought was best for my family, when truly, shouldn't I have been leaning on the one that created the earth? Shouldn't I have been leaning on the one that knows everything? Shouldn't I have been leaning on the one that knows which way leads to salvation and which way leads to damnation? I think I should have, because God knows everything, right? It says that he knows us from the time that we are in our mother's wombs, right? And nobody but him knows the day that we will go and be reunited with him. That means that in front of him, he has our life laid out. And he sees every minute, he sees every second, he sees every moment. And he knows what's best for us, and he knows what we should do, and he knows what's going to yield better results in the future. And yet a lot of times in our own flesh, with our own eyes and with our own mind and understanding, we want to say, no, we know what it is that's best for us. We know what it is that's best for our family, because we're here and we're on the ground and we're living it. And boy, are we wrong. Entirely wrong. Completely wrong. So what I want to ask is that you think about these things that I've said, and think about these scenarios, and really put them into perspective into your own life, and ask yourself, why don't I give God complete control? Why don't I follow him the way that I should follow him? Am I angry with him? Am I frustrated? Do I believe that he exists? Do I believe that he really knows what's best for me? And I want you, if you're comfortable and you want to go down into the comments and tell me what that reason is, or what those reasons are, or what it is. And allow me a chance to respond to you in the comments with my experiences and how I see things, and how God has impacted me, and how he's spoken to me, and how he has let me know that he is real, and he is alive, and he is there for me, and he is there for my family, and for our best interest, and to do whatever it is that he needs to do to allow us to keep moving forward and push forward and live the best life that we could possibly live until we're reunited with him. And if you allow me, then I'll go in the comments, and if I get enough people that may be struggling with the same thing, or that are struggling with the same problems, or have the same mindset, have similar situations, then I'll make another video and I'll address that one in particular, and I'll kind of give you a new and fresh perspective on how God is still in control, and God still loves you and has your best interest at heart. I hope that you'll take me up on that. I really do. And I hope to see the comments, and I hope to be able to help in some way, shape, or form, and guide you on your way back. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to force God on you. I'm just trying to ask for a chance to give you some new perspective. All right. So I hope you'll do that. And until we talk again, God bless you and have a good night.
If I go up to the heavens, if I go down to the grave, even there your hand will guide me, your